Today, we're going to talk about distractions, and we have distractions all around us. Smartphones with texts and calls and apps with push notifications and even email alerts on Outlook and all kinds of other different platforms and all the other sights and sounds that go with life in this information age. And the time that it takes away from our personal lives or our professional lives can really add up. As a matter of fact, if we're focused on something and all of our attentional energy is devoted to it, and we're distracted by a text or an email or whatever it might be, it could take upwards of 20 minutes for us to regain that same level of concentration and focus that we had before we were distracted. Having that happen 2 or 3 times in a day, and that can come at an enormous cost to our work or our personal lives. Speaking of which, in 2017, 70% of participants in a long-term relationship said that cell phones sometimes or often or all the time interfered with their interactions with their partner. So what do? We take the phone, and if we're at dinner or we're in class or we're working, and we put the phone face down in front of us. Well, we've actually found that when we put the phone down, even if we put it down and turn it off, it still might be taking away from our cognitive resources. We're thinking about, did we get another text? Did we get another push notification or whatnot? The people that eliminated the phone, put it in another room, or eliminated it from their sight, actually were much more focused on dinner conversations or their work than those that just had the phone face down, even when it's off. And we can think about it when it comes to distraction. We can think about activities that are helping us meet our goals, helping us in our work, helping us in our studies or in our relationships, or they're detracting from that, right? They're distracting from that focus or what our goals might be. And when it comes to those distractions, there are two main types. The first one we've talked about for the most part here is the sensory distraction. So those are the sights and the sounds and even the smells and whatnot that somehow distract us from our train of thought. When I go to the mall, I smell the Cinnabon buns. They put the cinnamon on the buns heavily and put the ovens right in the front. And I can smell it, and it distracts me from whatever it is I'm thinking about and lures me there to buy one, right? And there's a couple of different things that we can do to help with that. So the first thing we can do is obviously eliminate the push notifications. We don't need to get these notifications all the time. Going back to that 20-minute expense, we want to limit that. We may find that we want to delete certain apps, not keep them all the time. Even on social media, I might upload an app to post something to share with those that are closest to me. Maybe it's a picture or whatnot, and then I'll delete it. I won't get into that dopamine loop that we're going to talk about later to go back and check and recheck. Oh, did somebody like this picture? What's the comment or whatnot? I just want to share it. And then I'll delete the app and move on and whatnot. We can also think about having time devoted to certain projects that are uninterrupted, putting the phone in another room and saying, I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes or 45 minutes on my studies. I'm not going to have the phone with me. And then once that time is done, grabbing the phone and checking text messages or whatever you might do can be fine. But having that uninterrupted time with a goal, it could be a time period, or it could even be completing a project. And then we go back to our phone and whatnot. The second type of distractions are internal distractions. And those internal distractions are kind of how our mind wanders and whatnot, or second guessing ourselves. Could be ruminating about a fight that we had with our partner or spouse, or maybe a tough conversation with our boss at work. We have that tough conversation and we carry it with us. It's emotional, and our brains are wired to prioritize certain things, and something that's emotional, our brain's going to prioritize it. So we might go to dinner after that tough conversation with our boss, and we're taking that with us, and it could come up, or it could cause, we could be stressed out and not really focusing on the person with us or the conversation or whatnot. And in the book Numb, I talked to a number of therapists and researchers, and they say the first step when it comes to addressing these internal distractions is acknowledging it and recognizing that it's happening. In some cases, our minds wander up to 50% of the time. So if we can recognize I'm not present where I want to be, that's a first step in saying I want to be present. You're going to spend a lot of money on a vacation. You want to experience it in and of itself and not think about your work or a tough conversation or a commute or whatever it might be. You want to be present there. So acknowledging that this is going on can be a first step. And then thinking about those same experiences that you're having when you didn't have those distractions and how much you were immersed in them and how much you enjoyed them so much better. And we can begin to think about having being more vigilant to, okay, my mind is starting to wander. I need to get focused and whatnot, taking a deep breath and thinking about it, and then hopefully becoming more present. So I hope this helped. I hope you weren't distracted during this our time together, but thinking about how are all of these sights and sounds, or even in our internal thoughts, are they helping you reach your goals, or are they hindering you from reaching your goals? And I hope that you're able to manage all this technology without it managing you. I encourage you to subscribe to the Num channel here on YouTube, and soon check out the Num podcast. It'll be coming, and the book Num, which is coming out in June. I'm Dr. Charles Chaffin, and I'll see you soon.